highlights for you here in rotation 2. Balahovic.
Gorgeous Yurchenko, 1.5. You can see, I mean, deserves a 9.9, just the smallest hop forward, and the freshman is really off strong here in the Pittsburgh Fieldhouse.
There's a big rotation. Emily Todd came through for the Panthers on bars.
Yeah, you know, Todd going up after a fall, but hitting this great routine, and feet glued together, and just really being a solid rock here for the Panthers over on this event.
Todd's good score, followed by a bit of a step forward for Lero.
Almost that
Todd holding on as Panthers trail North Carolina by 600s or Panthers celebrating 50 years as a program. Donna Sam still involved in the athletic department here, the Hall of Famer. 21 NCAA appearances. You see the Eagle Championship in 2016, and the first year for ACC. It's been quite a celebration this year with a lot of. Is veterans the right word, Olivia?
Veterans are not. However, more so just like growth and potential is something that you see a lot from the Panthers, and it's great to see that they have built so much on this program and just continuing to build as well.
And future Panthers will talk about their new home, Victory Heights. As we see just a year ago, that area looked like this right next to the Peterson Event Center here in the Pitt campus, and now we've got a building.
We went from gravel to building, that's for sure, and that's actually where the Panthers will be competing and training, hopefully at this point next season, so that is very exciting.
That is the arena. The other part is part of the practice area. 3 teams will participate there as we see the finished product, along with gymnastics, volleyball, and wrestling, the new home here at the University of Pittsburgh. We'll count up the scores and get you set for rotation number 3, Tar Heels and Panthers. Welcome back to Pittsburgh. JoJo Balahovic, ACC Newcomer of the Week, not once but twice, consecutive weeks for JoJo, and it might be 3 in a row after a 9.9 on vault for JoJo. What a great first year.
Yeah, it's been incredible to see a freshman make this big of an impact, and you know, she's been ACC Newcomer of the Week twice, like we said prior. It's actually a program record as well, so that's great to see that she's really building.
So 10 of her 17 routines this year have been a 9.75 or higher. Excuse me, a 9.85 or higher.
I mean, that's a great threshold to have. I mean, anything in gymnastics, anything above a 9.75 is when you're starting to think, oh, that was a pretty good routine. But to have something at a 9.85 or higher, that consistent, is great to see from somebody who's still new to the NCAA as well.
And you can see she's on the newcomer watch list, along with Mika Lee, another newcomer of the week this year. And they will be competing against each other for a long time.
Yeah, it's always great as a college athlete to kind of get familiar with some of the other teammates and other people who are maybe in your class as well within the conference, because ultimately, while you're competitors, a lot of these athletes are friends, actually, because gymnastics is such a small community.
Another thing that's cool is they know that people are kind of watching them, and yet they've still performed, even with that early attention on them.
Yeah, you know, gymnastics is definitely one of those sports where you have to rise to the occasion under pressure. And, you know, while it is a team sport, it's, you know, still pretty individualistic. I mean, the biggest differences between club gymnastics and college is competing as a team versus competing as an individual.
So you see the Panthers huddling up after North Carolina takes the lead in the second rotation. Do you have pep talks? Like, well, what do you discuss going from one rotation to the next?
You know, it's all about hopefully continuing to build momentum, or if maybe an event didn't go the way that you had hoped, it's about kind of, you know, hey, let's have a short-term memory or a goldfish memory as well, just kind of being able to move forward and clean slate and starting the next event. Just, you know, practicing like you train is a big thing in gymnastics.
As you see the orders, and who else would you want up other than someone who set a career high, tied a career high, and now is going to lead off for you on beam? Kennedy Duke for the Panthers.
And she's been having an incredible night tonight, so it's great to see that she's leading off the Panthers. over on the balance beam. Had a little bit of an uncharacteristic fall last week, so hopefully looking for a little bit of redemption for this routine.
Former Canadian all-around champ, and finding out why tonight.
Series there, that backhand spring back layout. That was where she had the fall last week. You know, and it's been great to see now as a junior that Duke has really grown on this event from, you know, not really competing that much on this event her freshman year to now leading off the event. It's huge for her. Just goes to show how much work that she has done in the off season. And, you know, Coach Casey Jo McPherson has said that she's been an athlete who's really grown. And it's been great to see that so far this season.
Finish.
Small hop of that landing there, but again, what a great way for Duke to show up again and lead off this Panther rotation. Take a look here at the series back handspring, back layout. And there's that round off 1.5. Small hop forward, but a really, really great routine there for Duke.
So Kennedy Duke gets it started for the Panthers. Jessica Narano, sophomore from Florida. Part of that beam championship team last year, now starting on floor.
Over from the Tar Heels is a lot of their athletes have E passes, which gymnastic skills are rated from A to E, and college gymnastics being from the easiest to most difficult. So that is a double pike there, so that's a D, but we'll see later in the lineups there are some E passes, meaning there's a lot of difficulty in this Tar Heel lineup.
Season high is a 95 on the floor. It's great to see that the second pass rose higher than the first, showing amplitude there. A couple things you're looking for on the floor is good choreography, leaps being at 180 degrees, and also all of the passes you want to have chest up and strong landings, which she's doing a great job of that here. Strong start there for the Tar Heels. Kennedy Duke, a 9.75 to start on beam for the Panthers. I wish you all could watch Olivia watch beam, because the PTSD just comes through from your career for every single competitor on beam.
You know, beam is one of those events where you feel personally for the athlete. You're like, okay, you got it, you know, you gotta stay square, stay tight. A lot of things to think about, especially over on beam.
Emily Todd. Emily coming off a 9.775 on bars.
Over on beam, a couple things to look for are having leaps 180 degrees, obviously no balance checks or no wobbles, but you really look for the athlete to look kind of poised and having, you know, choreography that kind of flows, which, you know, Todd does an incredible job of that. I mean, she just looks very relaxed up there, and that's something that the judges can kind of sense as well. Just the dismount there. Front beautiful small hop on the landing, but looks incredible. Has a nice little celebration dance there at the end. And that's something that Casey Joe has really kind of emphasized over this last week for the Panthers, has been just being relaxed as you're competing. And it's easier said than done, but that's when you kind of perform your best gymnastics, is when you're not thinking too hard.
So Duke's score has been adjusted 9-6-7-5. Waiting Jess's score on floor. See Glenn Fink up next for North Carolina on the floor. Carolina grabbed the lead in the second rotation. We're early here in the third. 9-7 for Naranjo.
On that landing. Beautiful 2.5 there. You know, something that Coach Durante has really talked about for this Tar Heel team has not only been consistency, but really what that means to be consistent. But they also have really been building on team culture and relationship building, which is, you know, something they worked really hard in the off season, and during their team retreat, they came up with some core values that really help to emphasize what they're looking for during meet day and throughout each week. And it's been great to see that, you know, the whole team has really embraced that. A pretty solid routine there for Fink. It looks like she had maybe a little bit of a step out on that last pass there, that left foot. We'll take a look at that 2.5. Really gorgeous 2.5. Feet were pretty much almost glued together there, but there's that 1.5 front layout. Yeah, and it looks like that left foot seemed to go out, so that'll be a 10th.
Mika Lee quickly on beam. See the score of 9-7-7-5 from Emily Todd.
This is Lee's first opportunity in the lineup as a counting score this time. Handspring layout. You know, just for a freshman, she looks very poised and calm up there, which is huge to see from a freshman. Like we had said earlier, while this is a team sport, it's pretty individual. You know, you're the only one up there doing your gymnastics. Beautiful front toss, a piked front toss, which is, you know, pretty challenging there. It looks to be a little bit easier, but it's a very challenging skill. Just the dismount left for Lee. 1.5 and drills that landing. So that is a stuck landing there for the Panthers, the first one of the night over on beam.
Sisk getting the crowd going for what they're saying is Steel City stick.
Yeah, it's been great to kind of get some crowd engagement. You know, being from Pittsburgh, it's considered the Steel City historically because of, you know, coal factories and everything like that. So that's why Pittsburgh is always considered the Steel City here. You can see the crowd here tonight. It's actually Pride Night tonight, so the gymnasts are all wearing their Pride Leos for Pitt, and they also give out some water bottles as well.
We mentioned Claire Stipich and the opportunity in the exhibition. Now this one's going to count. They transfer from Kentucky, the Wisconsin native. Her opportunity here on the floor. After a 7.5 by Fink.
Double pike there. Like Jeff had mentioned, she's a transfer from the University of Kentucky, so it's great to see that a lot of these schools now have been really utilizing the transfer portal, so it gives athletes the opportunity to find where their best fit is and where they can contribute the most. So it's great to see that she's breaking the lineup here. Double tuck there, almost a perfect stuck landing. Just this last pass for her. A lot of three-pass routines here from the Tar Heels, which is, you know, something now in NCAA gymnastics. You do not need three passes as long as you meet your requirements, but so far, pretty much all of these routines have had three passes.
So you may have heard, as we'll watch the end of the second pass here for Stippage.
That double tuck. Almost perfectly stuck landing, but kind of covers up with that little step back.
You may have heard some cheering during the middle of her routine. A 9.85 for Mika Lee. Her previous other score was a 9.2 on beam. So a lot of excitement for Mika as Jamie Pratt is up next, as the Panthers off to a great start on beam.
And like we had said, Pratt competing in the all-around here. So it's been great to see her kind of break that lineup. It's a gorgeous triple series, handspring layout. Very challenging when you have a triple series, so three skills connected. You know, and Coach Casey Joe had said that that was one of Jamie's goals, was to kind of come and have contributions here on multiple events, but unfortunately has a little bit of a slip on that switch leap, so has to come off the beam. It's a little bit short on that leap there. The dismount left here for Pratt. Round off 1.5, small step on the landing, so an unfortunate fall there from Pratt on that switch leap. But aside from that, a really strong routine. We'll take a look here at that leap. You can just see that left foot kind of land on the side of the beam, so unfortunately has to fall off there, which will be half a point. We'll take a look at that dismount, round off 1.5. Small step back, but still a strong routine for her, and just an unfortunate area there on that leap.
Jojo Valahovic for UNC. Boy, it might be her and Lee competing for that ACC Newcomer of the Week again this week. Lee with a 9.85. Valahovic with a 9.9 on vault.
Keep your eyes open here for this first pass. It'll be one of those E passes that we were talking about. So one of the most challenging levels of skill that you compete here in the NCAA. It's that full in. Unfortunately, just a little bit too much power, so she has to kind of go out of bounds there. But that just comes with time and with experience. So, you know, being a freshman, learning how to dial in on those landings and adjusting to the equipment on away meets is sometimes a little bit more challenging. So just some room for growth, but see, still so much potential for her. Front through, straight to double tuck. little bit short on that landing, so has to have a chest down, short landing there. She had a 9.9 on this event last week, which is, you know, an incredible score for a freshman to have over here. And maybe not this week with the 9.9, but however, she has so much potential and, you know, pretty difficult floor routine as well. Take a look here at that first pass. That's an E pass, this full in. You can see she gets so much height there. Just, unfortunately, just a little bit far back. Has to kind of go out of bounds there, which will be a deduction. Here's that front through to the double tuck where you can see a little bit of a chest down landing, so takes that step forward. So maybe not her best performance here on floor, but still, I mean, a really, really strong athlete.
Great on beam last week. Julie Rhoda Matzo up next for the Panthers.
Yeah, and Julie, like we had said, kind of as a later addition to the Panthers lineup on beam this season, but coming off of a career-high 9.85 last week. Someone who's really, really grown and peaked kind of a little bit later in the season, but has really shown up. That handspring layout there. A little bit of bent legs there in that layout, so a little bit of form deduction. Switch half, and just supposed to connect that here into her swing down, so that it should be contributing to her start value. So potentially not a 10-0 start here, but we'll have to see what the judges do with that. Jump to a ring jump. That's a nice, unique skill here for Matza. She has a gorgeous ring jump. Just the dismount left here. Front full, another stuck landing.
So a good stick on the landing. It's the ebb and flow of a meet where it can be going so well, and then a couple of missteps here or there on each side, and now Panthers trying to finish strong on beam. And Julia Noer is up next for North Carolina. You see her high floor average.
Said Noah competing in the all-around tonight, so
her last opportunity against Pitt at Carolina, she won vault, bars, floor, and all-around against Pitt.
Yeah, an incredible athlete, and you can see there it's another full in with a chest up stuck landing. See all of her tumbling. It's really high, really explosive. See second pass here for Noah. Front full to front layout. You can see the heart there. Pretty on par for Valentine's Day. A really, really strong routine for the Tar Heels, kind of coming back from the 9.4 that was before her, but you can see this full in. She executes this very, very well. Same with this last pass. I mean, she's got feet glued together. There's amplitude on both passes. Maybe a little bit of an amplitude reduction there on that layout, but regardless, a really, really great routine for the Tar Heels.
So Rhoda Matzo able to get a 9.65. And Darby Simcox up next for the Panthers. Freshman from the other side of the Commonwealth.
Yeah, Darby has really been a strong athlete over on beam here for the Panthers. Kind of in and out in lineups, but pretty much for the most part has been super consistent. Front aerial into that back handspring. Just like we had said with freshman Mika Lee, she's another athlete on beam that's a freshman that doesn't look like a freshman. She's very poised and very relaxed. With another difficult hiked front toss there. You can see she's smiling through the routine as well, which is really showing the judges that she's comfortable.
Are those all sincere smiles?
You know, sometimes they're kind of choreographed in there, but the best athletes are the ones that can smile and mean it genuinely, and you can see that stuck dismount there. And what a challenging position for Simcox there.
As a freshman.
Yeah, you know, a freshman anchoring that lineup is huge for the Panthers, and not only anchoring, meaning that she has this highest scoring potential, but she also had some pressure as she was trying to, you know, get rid of that fall there earlier in the lineup from the Panthers, and she did a great job with that. So something that she should be very proud of.
9.875 for Noer, and Bella Miller will anchor the floor for the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Straight into a double tuck. Just like we had said with Simcox over on the balance beam, Miller here has a pretty tough role to want to knock out one of those lower scores of that 9.4, the 9.575 previously. So it's really important that she has a hit here for the Tar Heels. Slide backward, but again, a really powerful tumbler and has had a really great routine. Crochet ring there. Really unique leap. And a great way for the Tar Heels to finish up their rotation over on the floor exercise.
Citizenship in 3 countries, U.S., Canada, but then maybe during the winter I'm going to go down to Jamaica.
Wow.
And exercise my citizenship there.
A lot of great vacation spots too.
Oh, yes. So this is the assistant coach for North Carolina, Marie Denick, who's from Erie. You know about winters in Erie?
Absolutely. About 2 hours north.
I'm sure a few Tar Heel fans are here to support North Carolina from either there or Kent State, where she went to college, as Elizabeth Cesarone with an exhibition after a 9.8 from Simcox. What a performance by Simcox in that type of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show why she was the anchor on that event. You see a unique series here from Elizabeth. She does a front toss to back tuck, so didn't connect it that first time, so had to do it for a second time and connected it that second time. know, while she's been a staple here for the Panthers on vault and floor, she's really grown on this event as well, getting this opportunity in the exhibition spot. She's been working hard to kind of break that Panther beam lineup. So it's great to see that she has an exhibition spot tonight. And being a fifth year as well, so really breaking a newer lineup as a fifth year is huge. Missed up round up 1.5, and a great opportunity for her.
And the chain waiting. There it is. Ellie King is scheduled to do an exhibition here for North Carolina. Thought bubble. Where's my music? Where's my music?
Into double tuck. Really strong landing here for King. It's gotta be exciting for her to have her twin sister on the team as well. Gotta be a pretty unique and cool college experience. Here for King. Double pike. A little bit short on that landing, so she has a little bit of a chest down, meaning the athlete didn't, set enough and rise enough prior to flipping. But a really good exhibition routine here. Just shows that UNC has a lot of depth and a lot of growth throughout their all of their classes.
Yeah, Cicerone and King each with good exhibitions. Speaking of some of that depth, it was an incredibly close third rotation here between the Panthers and Tar Heels as we get set to head to the final rotation. North Carolina leading here in